Right, same thing I do with, we have a car out on the Alpine, that's it, go to the same track all the time, just like go to that track and want to go.
What got you interested in that?
Griffin. And doesn't look like he's got nothing for Josh Parrish. Down the backstretch one more time. Through turns 3 and 4. Your right choice. Woman 75. Race winner's going to be Josh Parrish. Coming home second, Cody Griffin.
Hudson Auto Works is conveniently located off of Highway 29, 812 Post Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Our beautiful 15,000 square feet facility is home to 21 highly trained professionals offering used car sales, collision repair, automotive detailing, and the best customer service you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at www.hudsonautoworks.com or call us at 336-772-0685.
Get your business noticed with quality vinyl vehicle wraps from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service has been providing truck lettering and quality printed vehicle graphics for over 50 years. Now they offer premium digital printing wraps for all types of vehicles. Add a new element of energy to your company's image. Get more mileage out of your business-to-business advertising by wrapping your vehicle into a moving billboard from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service in Greensboro, where you can get wrapped and get noticed.
Well, I mean, it was a it was your PRW of the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, mid '90s, stuff like that. Your Forrest Reynolds chassis of back in the day. Hang on one second. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was pretty much your Forrest Reynolds chassis, your PRWs of back then. Kerry Bodenheimer and all those guys. I mean, they had it figured out in the early '90s. With drivers that were racing for them, like Dexter Knight, Dennis Setzer, all the guys from the Knob, the Dwight Huffman guys. I mean, any of those guys, that's pretty much what they were running. Scott Kilby, I'm trying to think, Andy Houston, all those guys. I mean, if you had a car back then that's what you were running. So it was kind of, with it being a throwback, we thought it'd be a good idea to actually throw it back to everybody on how all it was.
Oh yeah. And actually, also, Tommy, I believe we've got the Piedmont Auto Parts Choose Cone tonight. Piedmont is what it kind of dates back to the Pete Stewart days, if I'm right?
Yeah, I believe that's correct. That was a little bit before my time, so I'm kind of at a loss for words on that one.
I got you. Alrighty, well, Wesley Outland just joined us up here in the broadcast booth. He was running a little late today. Had some things going on, but it happens. We're going to get him time enough to get up in here and get everybody, and then we're going to drag people up here and kind of let Wesley interview them and kind of, let them talk a little bit about their paint scheme and why they picked their throwback paint scheme. Wesley, how's it going today, man?
Final race of the season for Season 1 ready to commence here tonight. Welcome to coverage of the KLB Race Cars and Parts 150. Rooster, this is a special race for me to have the privilege to call on iRacing, because not only do I have an amazing relationship with all of these drivers, but also Kerry Bodenheimer. Kerry Bodenheimer, very well known, not only with KLB Race Cars and Parts, as Tommy Lee was talking about, but if you didn't know, before the Cars Tour became what they are today, the premier late model stock car series in the country back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And I had the privilege to be an announcer for a couple of those, for a season or so with those events, was the UARA Stars. And Kerry and Wink Bondenhammer, son Adam, everybody that was involved with that series sanctioning body were so special. They were great people. You look at Danny Wheeler now, where he started as a flagman. Now he's race director with the Cars Tour. His son Brandon, I remember him being a kid in the flag stand waving the flags, mocking his father. Now he's the lead flagman for the Cars Tour. You look at what Kerry Bondenhammer and Wink did for late model stock car racing. They set the tone. And I think it's only humbling for Throwback Night here and the KLB Race Cars and Parts 150 be the final send-off here for Hickory.
Oh yeah. You know, KLB was kind of way before my time. You know, and I've never really been big into the late model scene. I'm more of the legend car, mini stocks, U cars, the underclasses, the support divisions. You know, so it's kind of, you know, almost not really say interesting, cool to see some of these guys that, you know, like, you know, talking about looking at Jordan Blair's car. Like, I've never seen a purple race car, Wesley. I've never been to a racetrack and I've seen a green race car, but never seen a purple race car. So it's cool to see something different like that here tonight at Hickory.
You know, talk about the Matador colors rolling back there behind the pit lane. They're the 16. That's the Matador colors from back in the days of NASCAR. You got a Rusty Wallace throwback. Of course, that purple car. You want to talk about a purple car? If you're a fan of Southern National, think of Jake Yelverton and the purple car, Doug Barefoot. They drove purple cars back in the day. So it's really, really cool to see what we've got, where we've come, where we've gone with this program for sure.
Oh definitely. Wesley, you want to get we'll start with Ross and work our way on down. We'll get Ross up in here and kind of let him explain his paint scheme.
We'll try to grab Ross Boo Boo Dalton in here in a yellow car for the Hudson's Hardware entry, obviously.
Auto Works
50. Very different than what it normally looks to be for the Hudson's Auto Works entry out of Liberty, North Carolina. Boo Boo Dalton, give us a little history about this car and the yellow paint scheme you have for tonight's KLB Race Cars and Parts 150, my friend.
Yeah, man. That's crazy that the race is a KLB race, man. That race car that you're seeing there was my very first race car from 2009. Jason York won the UARA points in 2008 and or 7. I think he won it in 2007. And he won when he won the UARA race or whatever, or the championship. He won a free chassis through the KLB chassis shop. And when I first started racing in 2009 and 2008, he had a car. Jamie York was just old enough to start racing go-karts. My dad built go-kart chassis for a living, and they did some trading out, and I was able to get the very first race car. It had a yellow body on it. That's back when he was sponsored by Bailey's. So he had a blue car and a yellow car with Bailey's all over it. And this car that I'm in tonight is a throwback to that car that I raced for the very first time in 2009 when it all started.
You know, you think of the name Bailey's, Ross, and you think of not only what you know, Kerry Bondenhammer had, but Jamie Cottle, Brandon Butler, Melvin. There was just there's names of drivers that had the Bailey's name on race cars, and I've said this in a humbling way on several occasions. Bailey's cigarettes back in the day, and obviously I don't want to offend anybody out there if you are not a fan of cigarettes, but what they did for motorsports on the short track level, Boo Boo, was kind of what Winston did for short track racing with the Winston Racing Series, and kind of like what Kerry, you know, what KLB race cars did for late model racing, but also what Kirk and Lynette Ipock do now with solid rock carriers.
Yep, absolutely. It was if you was in a Bailey's car, you was somebody. So it was definitely cool to have this race car and get it through him winning the championship in the UARA deal, which the I can't pronounce their names. What is it again, Wesley? Bodenheimer?
Carrie and Wink Bonhammer? Bonhammer, yeah, Bonhammer. Carrie and Wink Bonhammer. And Godspeed to Carrie. She passed, Carrie's wife, Wink, passed away a couple of weeks ago to cancer, and that sucks. But I know she's in a better place and she's not suffering anymore.
In their series, man, when I remember going to Martinsville as a kid and sitting in the stands and being able to see all the race cars roll on the racetrack and stuff, and Frank Denny and Jamie Cottle and Jason York and all them boys that back in the day that was sponsored by Bailey's, man, they was the top guys. And to have this car as my very first race car, won through that series, and Jason York winning it by winning the championship in the UARA series. I didn't know it then that it was going to be something as iconic as it is, but it was definitely a very special race car. I wish I still had it. Even that, if Mom wasn't doing nothing but planting flowers in it, I kind of wish I had that old race car back.
Most recent win in iRacing for Ross Boo Boo Dalton was the July 4th Red, White, and Blue 150 at South Boston. Racing-wise, reality, he picked up the win last Friday night at Ace Speedway. And what would it mean to you to win this final race here at Hickory tonight for the final send-off of Season 1 of this series? And what's your final take of the overall synopsis of Season 1 for the Southeast Late Model Stock iRacing Series, Boo Boo?
Man, it's had its highs. It's had its lows. It's been rocky. It's we've still got the training wheels on, man. We ain't been able to graduate off the training wheels, but there's definitely some things that's got to be improved, and I think that everybody here is working really hard to get it better. I think next season we're going to be able to have all those bugs worked out of it and put it back in the driver's hands to produce good racing instead of the admin having to police everything. So really looking forward to next season. I think that there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of expectations that needs to be met, and I think that we've got a group of guys good enough to do it. I think that what we've done and the way that things has went this year has definitely been rocky, but it's for the most part turned out to be pretty good. A lot of people that has followed along. I know my mom and dad hasn't missed a race, and I know there's many people out there that hasn't. So to have the opportunity to run the very first one season and see the growing path and kind of have a hand in doing what you can to make it grow, and taking some of the wrath for some of the bad calls and stuff like that, it kind of makes it a lot of fun to be a part of it and have a hand in it, and hopefully, like I said, it can grow to be bigger and better things.
All right, well, buddy, we'll let you go. Good luck tonight here at Hickory, the KLB Race Cars and Parts 150. That is the driver out of Liberty, North Carolina. Never count him out. He'll be the guy to watch here tonight. That is Ross Boo Boo Dalton. Jordan Blair has got a special car. Obviously, a purple race car. Not number 19, but number 5. Jordan, tell us a little bit about your reasoning to have this throwback color at Hickory tonight.
So Wesley, I actually work on the side for Brandon and Dennis Setzer, and this is a pretty famous car. It's not quite as famous as the Orange Blossom Special that he raced all over the Southeast, kind of in the 80s and 90s. But this was one that he raced predominantly at Tri-County. It was owned by Dwight Huffman. It was a really, really, really good car. He raced this car and the orange car both Fridays and Saturdays when he was running for the national title in 1992, and came up one spot short on that. And I just kind of wanted to throw it back to him because he's done a lot to help me as far as in my working on race cars career and everything. And it meant a lot to me. I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually do this one at any of the throwbacks in real life. So I thought it'd be a cool one to get done on here.
It definitely is a sharp-looking race car. Jordan, What would it mean to end the season with a win here at Hickory? And I must say, man, you've got really good in the last couple of weeks.
I think we're kind of finally putting some pieces together. Just a little too late, but I mean, it'd be big. I finished second a lot, finished third a lot. I think we got a car capable of doing it tonight, but we'll just have to see how it shakes out. It'd mean a ton to me, especially with the car and at this racetrack.
Well, Bud, obviously, what can you say about season one for this series and how much fun you've had, enjoyed running it? I know you've had numerous second-place finishes, like you said.
It's been pretty crazy. I mean, we've had a lot of tough battles with some good drivers and a lot of adversity to work through here to try to even be in the points hunt. And coming up second, third, wherever we end up tonight, if we do happen to win the race or whatever, I think that'd be good for us. But it's been a really good season for us. We've progressed a lot and gotten a lot better, and I think there's going to be some big things to come in season two.
Season two fires up in a couple of weeks. Tuesday, next Wednesday, we're taking off, by the way. We'll come back 2 weeks after tonight. There's Jordan Blair from Walkertown, North Carolina, his throwback color. There we go. Let's talk now to Jeffrey Johnson. Well, let's see here. Hickory, North Carolina, just outside the back door of this driver. From Hudson, North Carolina, Jeffrey Johnson. A matter of fact, Hickory Motor Speedway in that same zip code, if you will, of Hudson and Newton, North Carolina. Jeffrey, what would it mean to put that Rusty Wallace throwback car, if you will, Miller Genuine Draft Machine, in victory lane tonight? And what was the reason behind that car?
Well, first of all, it'd be very big to get the win tonight. Not only because I run here in real life, here in Tri-County, but the reason behind the car is I'm really good friends with Rusty and Stephen Wallace, and I used to help Stephen back in the day when I wasn't racing. And this is my real life paint scheme that I race it on my street stock in my limited, and my sponsors as well as on here. But other than that, you know, it's beyond honor to win this.
Very beautiful race car, no doubt about it, man. What can you say about the inaugural season for the driver, of course, Ethan Johnson? Of course, I think it's your father's name, Jeffrey Johnson, but Ethan, what can you say about the season you've had?
North Carolina, his throwback.
I mean, I haven't run all of them, but other than that, you know, I've had a blast of just running what I can here. Not a full season here, but looking forward to next season.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much for letting us know about the history of that car. And by the way, Hickory Motor Speedway, check him out, the birthplace of NASCAR stars, every Saturday night at Hickory Motor Speedway. And, of course, we'll see what he does here tonight in that throwback finale of the KLB Race Cars and Parts 150. Aaron Stoltz is in the house. Let's find out the history behind the solid red and white 02. Aaron, what's the info on why this car is the way it is, solid red? Big Red's in the house.
Yeah, it was my dad. Whenever we went back to Bowman Gray running a full season, we went back to the red 02 car because it was his most popular. It's supposed to have a Punisher on the hood and say prime time on the windshield, which, I mean, most people know that's what the 02 car has over at Bowman Gray, but Trading Paints is wanting to mess up and didn't give me my right stuff. So we're just kind of rocking with the red and white 02 right now.
Yeah, I understand Trading Paints has been acted up for a lot of people, man, but kind of got an idea of what it was that you were kind of to go with, man. What would it mean to you to win a race that definitely pays homage to your father and his career in racing?
Dude, it'd be sick. I mean, you couldn't ask for no more than that. I know he'd be proud. I sent him the picture of the car, and he was pretty happy about it.
Well, it's always good to see the Stoltz family. Obviously, you think of Alex Stoltz, and you think of what he's done in the late model days. And you know what, Aaron, speaking of Alex, I remember when your dad raced in the UARA Stars late model stock series. So I think it's probably pretty special that it is actually a sponsor by KLB Race Cars and Parts, because he ran a lot with Kerry.
Yes, he did. Him and Alex is actually getting his racing deal going up too, and he's won at Caraway and been pretty competitive at wherever he's been too. He's definitely carrying.
Alex Stoltz and the Stoltz family, very, very popular for definitely a long time, man. We'll see how things go for the driver of the 02 out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thanks for being here, man.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right, so there is again Aaron Stoltz. We'll see how he does, the driver out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, as we continue to pay homage and remember some of the throwback colors of drivers' cars. Well, usually he's been in a different color car, like a neon car, but tonight he is in a solid black car with the American flag adorned on the front. Proud to be an American, of course, after the 177th birthday of our nation's independence last Tuesday. Ricky Barbary from Newport News, Virginia. Give us a little information of why your car looks the way it does. Very patriotic here at Hickory tonight.
Yeah, I had ran a similar version of this car in another league that I ran on iRace, and then I felt like I didn't give it enough justice because I only ran about 3 or 4 races with them before coming and running with these guys. So I figured I'd throw that scheme back on and have a little fun tonight.
Well, Ricky, it has been an up and down year, at least for the races that I've had the privilege to call the Final Four with Rooster here for the series. What would you say to sum up the night with a win at Hickory to close out the season and prepare for season 2 in 2 weeks?
Oh, that would just be huge. I feel like I should have had to win at Stafford the last race, but unfortunately things happened, and we're going to try and get it done here at Hickory. I finished second here. The first race of the season was here, and I finished second. So hopefully I can get one spot better, or if not, just put on a good show.
What do you change up for next season that you've done this season differently?
I just feel like I kind of been pretty bad in qualifying, so I'm gonna work on improving qualifying and being a little bit more aggressive in my driving style. I feel like I was too nice, so I'm gonna try and ramp that up and see if that pays off.
All right, there's the thoughts again of the driver, Ricky Barbary, car 54. He's got a throwback color tonight. Proud to be an American. The USA Machine out of Newport News, Virginia. Up next, of course, as we're kind of looking at some of these cars that are preparing for, if you will, throwback night in the KLB race cars in parts 150. Only fitting to see a different wrap job on the number 03 out of Trinity, North Carolina. Winner all over, of course, in the racing world, kind of like Ross Boo Boo Dalton and several others. And the car number 03 tonight, adorning a blue number 2 from Trinity, North Carolina, just outside of Sanford. Cody Griffin. Cody, what is your thoughts of this Carolina Blue Deuce that you got adorning for the KLB race cars 150 tonight?
Yeah, this is a car. It's a part of history, in my opinion. Good friend of mine helps me out on my race car. Pete Stewart used to race back in the, I do believe, late 80s, early 90s at Caraway Speedway.
That's right.
Won a lot of races in this car, an old blue Buick. And, it's, I know he really loved this car. It was true and dear to him. And, I got Michael J. Steele to paint it up, sent him some pictures, and got him to got some pictures of it, and he painted it up real nice for me. And man, I can't thank him enough for how it turned out. I really think it turned out really close, and I know Pete's going to have a smile on his face from ear to ear because, like I said, it turned out really well.
Yeah, Pete Stewart, I talked to him a couple of times at Caraway Speedway when I used to be the announcer there for 2 seasons a couple of years ago. And whenever he found out that I was announcing your series with the Southeast Late Model Stock iRacing program, he was one of the first people that reached out and said, man, it's great to hear a familiar voice, somebody that knows the drivers, somebody that knows the cars. And definitely spoke high praises of you, man. What can you say, Cody, of what it would mean to get your 7th win of the season tonight if you were able to win here at Hickory? And then, of course, in doing so, be the champion, be the winner of the battle and the war, if you will, and put a cap on a special race that means you like the KLB 150. And what was the reason behind the Throwback Night as the promoter?
Man, it would mean a lot, obviously, especially in this car. This thing done it had a lot of wins back in its day, and it would be really special to win in this car. Hickory's not my best track, but a win would mean a lot in it for sure, and it's possible. But even if we don't get a win tonight, as long as we win the championship, it's still a win. As far as the throwback race, just kind of something different. I think everybody that's lined up down here, in some way, shape, or form, these cars mean a lot to them. And, I really wanted to have a one-off race with a throwback. I think it's great what Hickory does in real life with the throwback deal, and a lot of bad-looking race cars down here. So it's cool just to look out the virtual window net to my left and see all these really good-looking cars with the Setzer Racing throwback, Ross's first late model throwback. I mean, I could go on forever about everybody's car out here. So, man, it's pretty cool.
They look really, really sharp. Hey, listen, final question. We'll let you go. I know you guys got to get ready to qualify here for this KLB Race Cars and Parts 150. What is to come for Season 2 in 2 weeks, by the way, where you'll be ready to finish this season and then all of prepare for a lot of new ideas, new rules, kind of changing things up, new tracks on the horizon. What's to come for Season 2 as the promoter of this program?
A lot, man. We got some really, really big things coming for Season 2 with sponsors and, just the races in general. The purse is going to be ridiculous. We're shooting for 30 entries. I don't think it'll be a problem getting that. If we can get 30 people to join in and pay the little bit of money that we're asking to race the 10-week schedule for the races we got. We're looking at $1,000 or over $1,000 to win the championship, and if you ask me, that's pretty freaking good for a virtual simulator. So,
yeah,
really looking forward to that. And man, we got a banging group of guys that's really talented. I mean, you look at the top 5 from qualifying. Really, I mean, you got Ross Dalton on the pole, Jordan Blair, Ricky. Jeffrey Johnson, Stoltz, Brian Sykes Jr. Those are just a handful of guys that run with us normally weekly. And, the talent level in this league is really, really up there. And, it ain't going to do nothing but continue to grow. And we're going to do everything we can to keep it going in the right direction. And, I think we've made leaps and bounds in our first season. We've learned what to do. We've also learned a few things on what not to do, but that's part of growing pains. Your maiden voyage is always going to have parts in it that you wish you could redo. I've always said that you're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are okay to make as long as you don't make them again and you learn from them. So, I think we're going to take that to the bank, and Season 2 is going to be absolutely awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, good luck, man. Thank you very much. That's the driver, of course, of Cody Griffin, ready to go here for the KLB Race Cars and Parts 150 tonight at Hickory Motor Speedway. Well, you've heard from the drivers and their thoughts of the reasons behind the throwback and more. We are going to step away. When we come back, they're gridding. We're going 150 laps at Hickory next.
Griffin, it doesn't look like he's got nothing for Josh Parrish. Down the backstretch one more time. Through turns 3 and 4. race. Woman 75 race winner's going to be Josh Parrish. Coming home second, Cody Griffin.
Hudson Auto Works is conveniently located off of Highway 29, 812 Post Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Our beautiful 15,000 square feet facility is home to 21 highly trained professionals offering used car sales, collision repair, automotive detailing, and the best customer service you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at www.hudsonautoworks.com or call us at 336-772-0685.
Get your business noticed with quality vinyl vehicle wraps from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service has been providing truck lettering and quality printed vehicle graphics for over 50 years. Now they offer premium digital printing wraps for all types of vehicles. Add a new element of energy to your company's image. Get more mileage out of your business-to-business advertising by wrapping your vehicle into a moving billboard from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service in Greensboro, where you can get wrapped and get noticed.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in to the KLB Race Cars 150 here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Wesley had to step away for just a second. He'll be back here momentarily. So don't go nowhere, because it's going to be a good one here coming for you. Very, very interesting thoughts from them guys on some of their paint schemes. As Wesley joins us back here, it's kind of, intriguing and, interesting to hear some of these guys' background history of why they picked the race car schemes they picked. Just the thoughts of, how far late model racing has come from back then. And even, these guys, attributing their paint schemes to their dads, their brothers, people they know, people that's helped them, people that still work with them today. So it's interesting to see, some of the things that, and the thoughts of these guys. I've never really been big into the late model scene, but like I said, some of these paint schemes are crazy. Just take Cody's and Jordan for, two, even Ross's. Ross's is amazing. All these schemes are amazing. Ross's scheme is, it's different. Like, you never thought, in today's era, Wesley, that you would see yellow and purple and neon blue race cars. Normally you see black and, maybe a red or a white car, but you don't really see them offset colors like you used to see back in the day.
And it's really special. By the way, I just took a moment to send a message to Kerry Mondenhammer, and I sent him this link, and I was like, hey, man, I don't even know if you know about this, but look at this tribute that the Southeast Late Model Stock Car iRacing Series is doing for you, calling it the KLB Race Cars and Parts 150. And this is going to be fun. You think of some of the historic premier late model crown jewels of the world, hands down. Rooster, one of the biggest races was the Banjo Matthews 150. Banjo Matthews, very big in the world of motorsports. Matter of fact, it was just announced this morning. He is one of the top 15 possible in the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductees. In the ballots, they're nominated. He's nominated, one of the 15 drivers. And you got him up there going against guys like, of course, Tim Brewer, as well as Harry Gant, Neil Bonnet, Banjo Matthews. You think of some of the names. Donnie Allison, I think, is in the ballot this year. You think of some of these names and what they did for racing. You think of what they did at Hickory. A lot of people don't realize there's so much history in late model racing or racing in general, Rooster, at Hickory Motor Speedway. And I'm not taking anything away from Wake County or Southern National or Coastal Plains or New River All-American, any of these tracks that I've had the privilege to announce in a career for 30 years. I love it. But Hickory is like fabled territory. It's hollowed ground. There's a graveyard to the turn one side of the racetrack anyway. Back in the day, Rooster, they used to have to stop races, and I think they still do to this day, because of funerals.
Oh yeah, I believe it was actually the beginning of this year. They had to stop for one of the funerals at the graveyard. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely different as we see them advancing the session here.
You want to know the reason why NASCAR Busch Series stopped racing at Hickory? Okay, yeah, the world changed and things wanted to move into a bigger level. But one of the biggest things that made NASCAR upset, and they get it, I don't want to use the word upset, but it was literally possibly having to stop a NASCAR Busch Series race in the middle of a green flag run and stop for 45 minutes to an hour because of a funeral, especially when you got live TV and radio there.
Oh,
That's the reason why you don't see the Busch Series at Hickory anymore from back in the day. Ladies and gentlemen, what a starting lineup and what a nice way to send it off. Here is the lineup for the Throwback 150 KL Parts 150. On the pole, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, fast qualifier in that Throwback yellow 50. To his outside, Jordan Blair in a special Throwback purple car. Row 1. Row 2, Cody Griffin, as we mentioned. Of course, before him, starting third inside, Ricky Barbary. And then Cody Griffin and that Pete Stewart number 2. Jeffrey Johnson, his car looks the same at Hickory Motor Speedway every Saturday night at the birthplace of NASCAR stars. He'll fire off fifth to that Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace Throwback. And Aaron Stoltz from Winston-Salem. Let's see if he can get Madhouse tonight at Hickory. Row 4. Jenny Sykes in a nice-looking 99 machine. And to the outside of Jenny is Austin Bird with the Matador Bobby Allison Throwback of the Coca-Cola days of NASCAR. Row number 5, Tommy Lee. We heard from him earlier in that Rowdy Energy Drink number 77. And to his outside, Alex Stoltz is in the house. We spoke to his son Aaron earlier. Alex will fire off 10th. And your final starter, Kyler Kepley. Obviously, he's been a guy that's ran on the series this year with us several times. He'll be in the back, shotgun in the number 8. There's a look at your aerial view. And we get set for the calm before the storm. Hey, listen, welcome to our coverage. I don't even think I even introduced who I am. I think you know who I am if you know the voice. I'm Wesley Outland. Cody Deemers is the producer, but he'll jump in on commentary along the way. And this is the final race of Season 1 of the KLB Race Cars 150. 150 laps. There will be a halfway break at lap 75. And we get them set to go. Final race of the season, a championship on the line, a tribute and a throwback to many of the greats of racing. We're green at Virtual Hickory.
As we see Jordan Blair to the outside of Ricky Barbary. Ricky Barbary on the bottom of that number 54 machine. It looks like he's got duct tape on the sides of his car as he comes off of turn 4. Gets really loose, but Jordan Blair still on that outside of that number 5 machine. And Wesley, already it's weird seeing all these schemes out here racing against each other.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm doing the all-star race for NASCAR at Charlotte or North Wilkesboro, and you got all these different throwback colors, and you got to try to definitely do some announcer notes to make sure you know which one is in which car. Lap 3 of 150. By the way, there is a 3-hour time limit. God forbid, I hope it don't take 3 hours to run 150 laps. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, Barbary. Oh, he's on the bottom of the flat. Sizing up out of limb with Jordan Blair. This is for second spot now. Look at now Cody Griffin. Cody Griffin driving for Pete Stewart. He wants to win this race for the deuce as they work out of turn 4.
As we take a look back here in the back, you got Kyler Kepley and Jenny Sykes. Kyler Kepley in that number 8. It looks like, Wesley, he's thrown back to one of Cody's old schemes, Cody Griffin, driving that number 2 machine. He's actually threw back to one of his schemes and stuck an 8 over the 03. Very interesting as we see him drive off into turn 1 as we go back to the front.
Man, I just got a text message from Pete Stewart, and he says, Wesley, great interview with Cody. The blue car, I found it a few years ago, and we are redoing it back to the 1993 race car specifications, just like the last time I ran and won at Caraway for 39 races with it. It'll be old school painted and hand lettered. Old school hand painting. You don't find that on race cars anymore that much there as they go to 1, Cody.
Oh, yeah. I was actually talking to Cody Griffin. The guy that actually painted his car actually had to hand letter each letter that you see on that race car. So that's even more interesting that Pete's got to get it hand lettered, because that's how Cody's iRacing paint was done, as being hand lettered as
awesome.
well.
That is so awesome, man. So glad to have everybody joining us. Thank you so much, everybody, running here tonight. Overlays look amazing, man. What a phenomenal job everybody's doing right now. So, Adam Baker, I wouldn't say I'm running anything. It's Rooster and I, and I'm lead announcer, but we work together. So there's no egos here, buddy. Ross Boo Boo Dalton is the man that leads the way. Jordan Blair in second, Ricky Barbary third, Cody Griffin, Ethan Johnson, your top 5 as it stands right now. It's not an ego thing with me, Rooster. I think you know that, as long as me and you've known each other for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We love what we do, Wesley, and we don't, a lot of people, you see a lot of people try to do it for the money, and Wesley, I'll tell you this, I've been in racing a little, not as long as you have, but if you were in racing for the money, you're going to be broke.
I will tell you this much in regards of the money. When you work hard enough, you deserve to be paid for your craft. That's in anything you do. If you're good at something, you should never do it for free. But with that said, this is iRacing. Do I get paid for doing it? Yes. Do I get paid like a real race broadcast that I normally do? No. I'm just doing it for the fun, put a couple of bucks in my pocket, and to entertain everybody. And I've said this to you as well as we watch this battle going on between Barbary and, of course, Blair going at it heated for the number 2 spot. Griffin now sticks his nose in that battle to make something interesting. Honestly, Cody, I've always said this, and I've told you this last night on the phone after doing a 9-hour basketball broadcast. Doing these iRacing broadcasts keep me fresh, because it's like looking at what I do with television, with Mav TV or Racing America or whoever I'm working with, because 9 times out of 10, we're looking at TV monitors. There could be a 19-car pileup go on down the backstretch, but we might see it out the window, but we can't say it until we see it on the screen. As right now on the screen, we see a big lead by Ross Boo Boo Dalton. He's out in front. Jordan Blair in that second spot. Ricky Barbary now in that nice Throwback USA car from Virginia is third. Cody Griffin, the Pete Stewart through Throwback in fourth. Ethan Johnson right now your top 5 as they work out of 4.
Oh yeah, definitely a interesting thought there of people doing it for the money. I would have to say personally doing it on the outside of real life is fun. Doing it real life, don't know if I could. Props to you, Wesley, for being able to announce in real life. I know you've been doing it for a long time. As it looks like we got somebody that is around. Looks like Austin Bird got into the fence there a little bit. Not sure what happened. But yeah, as we got a good little battle here. Oh man, the 99 there, Wesley.
Oh, trouble backstretch. That's going to be the 99, Jenny Sykes, and that will put us under the yellow flag for the first time this afternoon here at Hickory. Trouble. Here's an instant replay of what went down to the 99. Looked like there was smoke already in front of her, and I'm trying. Well, oh wow, she overcorrected.
Right in front of the leaders at that.
Yeah, what a save for the leaders to quickly get on the binders to miss her. And damage on the 99 of Jenny Sykes. I think they did a fast repair, maybe 2, but that's all they get for this race.
As we're going to look at here from another angle, yeah, it looks like she just snapped loose. And wow, what a, Wesley, another 4 seconds. And Ross might have ended up right in that with along with them as well. So definitely great driving there by the number 50 machine of Ross Dalton for being able to miss that and still contain the lead there.
I want to find out if it's actually Brian Sykes or if it's Jenny Sykes. I know time and scoring is showing Jenny Sykes, but I think it's Brian Sykes.
It is Brian. It is Brian Sykes Jr. It's actually Brian Sykes Jr. I believe his dad actually races stadium stocks at Bowman Gray down in Winston-Salem. So that was kind of something that I found out about some of the guys.
Speaking of Brian Sykes, let's catch up with him and talk about the Madhouse while we're under caution. Brian, it's great to have you here as we get ready for the Piedmont Auto Parts Choose Cone. But what made you decide to run this race tonight at Hickory?
Man, Tyler Kepley and Cody Griffin got me onto this, and it's been taking off from there.
Well, you did get in an accident there, but it looks like the car is going to be able to continue.
Yeah, man, this is a lot different than racing in real life. I'm just getting used to this and trying to figure it all out.
Well, it's awesome to have you, buddy. Thank you so much, man. We'll get you ready to settle in for the restart. I think we're getting the one to go. How's is it your uncle or your dad? How's he doing at Bowman Gray this year?
My uncle Billy Gregg and cousin Nate Gregg and all of them run. My dad races, but he's taking this year off.
Oh, yeah, Billy and Nate Gregg. I know those guys very, very well from Caraway, Orange County, and more. And it's always great catching up with you, Brian. Thanks for running with us tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, part of the Kepleys invited him to the Madhouse here tonight at Hickory. Here's, of course, is Brian Sykes, the man, and part of the first caution. We get ready to go back for green. KLB Race Cars Parts 150 Throwback Finale. Southeast Late Model Stock Car iRacing Series, and we're back underway. Still a long way to go in this race. Remember, they got like a halfway break on lap number 75 and on lap number 30 right now. Trouble going around 27. Ethan Johnson, nowhere to go. Well, that's the guy that knows Hickory very well, and I don't think he wanted that to happen on the restart. The old cliche, cautions breed cautions, and it looked like maybe Stewart might have, the Pete Stewart car, Griffin might have tagged the wall, and I think it might have caused for some concern, Cody, for everyone else to check up behind them. Watch the 2 car.
We're going to go back a little bit and see if we can.
I thought I saw the 2 bounce off the wall there. Hey, yep, there it is right there. Not a heavy hit, but alongside the Blair car. Look at this. Bam. And then all of a sudden, I think that might have caused everyone else to possibly get up on the binders, check up, Barbie to the inside. Then he got the punt from Stoltz, nowhere to go for Johnson. And that's why we're at a yellow flag for the second time.
Oh, yeah, definitely a kind of a different feel there as we seen Ethan Johnson check up there and shift up. It looks to me maybe he got in the binders a little too hard, shifted up, and kind of come across the nose of Aaron Stoltz and kind of was just along for the ride there. So nothing too big, nothing too worried. They'll regroup. They'll get their bearings back under them, and hopefully we'll get go back racing here.
Yeah, back under the yellow flag here, and the old cliche cautions breed cautions come to fruition here as we're under yellow flag. KLB Race Cars and Parts 150 on the Southeast Late Model Stock Car iRacing Series. I am Wesley Outland. Cody Deemers is alongside. Thank you for clarifying that, buddy, for in our chat box. I appreciate that, Adam. Thanks for getting that. I enjoy other voices working with me. I'm not a fan of working alone. It's not that I can't do it, but I enjoy having, different voices and personalities and thoughts on things. So yes. Yes, Adam Baker. We are working together. So, Aaron, Alex is your brother. Did I say it was your daddy? I'm sorry. It's his brother. Alex Schultz is Aaron's brother. My apologies. We're back underway. We're back to green.
As we see,
I think I just slipped up and said that by accident, Cody. That wasn't intentional. I know they're brothers.
Yeah, I know. As we look like Ricky Barber was trying to go to the inside there on the 2 car of. Wesley, it throws me off because we talked about it being Pete Stewart, and I know it's Cody Griffin driving, but you want to call it Pete Stewart because you're so used to everybody talking about it being Pete Stewart, and, it throws you off. You got to remember, who's still driving the race car when you see a different paint scheme out there. So as we see Ricky Barber try to go under Cody Griffin.
Yeah, these race cars and these different paint schemes for Throwback Night can definitely kind of throw you for a loop. That's why it's kind of a good idea to have an idea of the car number and maybe a color of the side of the paperwork to show you what car number they are, especially for Throwback Night. Because here's the deal. As we watch them fan back off into the corner, you see a big lead by Ross Boo Boo Dalton. You're not used to Jordan Blair being in a purple car. We're used to seeing him in a purple and black red car, and now you see him in a purple car. The same thing with Griffin. Griffin's usually in a white or a dark blue 03, and that's another thing. The number's different, so
even
taking
Ricky
notes to try to help prepare. Yes, it makes you do a better job here. So it obviously, Boo Boo Dalton, you heard his thoughts, you heard his sentiments, you heard his reasons of why he's in the car he's in, and right now he's making a big lead as the man out in front.
Oh yeah. You know, as we see, Griffin and Barbary kind of is where the battle's at right now. You know, it's nothing really going on right now as Ricky looks to maybe try to pass Cody Griffin on the outside. And Wesley, you know, like I do in real life, Hickory, you can pass on the outside. We've seen Boo Carlisle come here in the street stocks, and they call him the high side hustler because he's one of the fair few that can make the outside work at Hickory. Lo and behold, you know, we never know. We might see it as it looks like the cautions come out again here.
Yeah, we got a caution back out again. We'll find out what happened here. So look at the instant replay. Up. Brother to Jeff Stoltz. Got it right that time. Aaron Stoltz goes around. Big Red 02 in front of Kepley. Stays to the high side and misses him. Everyone else does as well. Burned a yellow flag for the third time. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah. It looks like he just might have got on the apron there a little bit and kind of just overcorrected and went along for a ride there. 107 laps to go, Wesley. Not too much going on right now. Not too many battles. You know, let's talk about the championship there, Wesley. Before we go green, here's a look at the point standings going into tonight. Cody Griffin kind of locked it up, wouldn't you say there, Wesley?
You know what? I don't know. Ross Dalton kind of felt defeated last week when we talked to him after Stafford. And I don't know. I mean, if something happens to Griffin, Dalton's leading, it might possibly pull an upset victory in championship here. I wouldn't say give up just yet, Ross Boo Boo Dalton. Run the race of your life. Do what you got to do. The cards are going to fall the way they will. And we go back to green. Ross Boo Boo Dalton, man, has been the man that's dominated so far, though. I mean, he's under 25 points behind. If Griffin has some bad luck, we saw Griffin tag the wall already earlier. I don't want to wish that on anybody, but I would say, Ross Dalton, run your race, do what you got to do. The points will fall as they weigh at the end of 150 laps, my friend.
Oh yeah, definitely can't. As the old saying is, Wesley, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and she ain't sung yet. So we still got 103 laps to go before she sings. So as we see Cody Griffin going to the inside of Ricky Barbary. Ricky Barbary going to try to cross him up here into one. Cody Griffin's going to shut the door. No, Barbary's going to go to the inside down the backstretch off into 3 there, Wesley. As we even see...
We're back underway after that last caution again, and now look at this one here. This is Barbary, Griffin going at it. They're side by side out of turn number 2 there, Rooster.
As we got a caution on the Speedway here, Wesley. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see if we can figure out real fast.
Another yellow flag.
Looks like Aaron Stoltz and the Ethan Johnson machine once again here.
Is there a two caution rule in your park in this series? I don't think there is. Jokingly. Hey, Rooster, I'm going to step away, buddy. I'll be right back. All right, I got to go grab me something to drink.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As looks like this is going to be a stage break. We're going to get Boo Boo Dalton up here as he is our stage winner. Ross Dalton, Rooster up in the booth. You got me?
Loud and clear.
I believe this is a stage break, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yes, sir. This is stage 1 break on lap 50. We'll have another one at lap 100.
10-4, you know, pretty dominating performance so far here, leading early on. Are you know, me and Wesley were just talking about, you know, the championship standings and kind of looking like Cody might have had it locked up. Wesley stating, you know, don't give up, Boo Boo Dalton, yet keep going. Are you kind of here for points, or are you kind of here just to win the race?
No, I'm just here to win a race, bud. I got a really good hot rod. Think we got something to race with the rest of the night here, and really looking forward to the rest of this race. I think we're gonna be okay here.
Yeah, definitely doesn't look like nobody's really got anything for you as of right now. But hopefully we'll see you back up here for stage 2 and even in victory lane.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And that is a word there with our stage break winner, Ross Boo Boo Dalton. Very, very strong performance so far. Not too much going on. Kind of just hanging out, I would say. But that's going to do for stage 1 here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to go back green flag racing for stage number 2 of the KLB's Race Car and Parts 150 here for Throwback Night at the Hickory Motor Speedway. So don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll have more of the action.
Doesn't look like he's got nothing for Josh Parrish. Down the backstretch one more time. Through turns 3 and 4. Your right choice. Woman 75. Race winner's going to be Josh Parrish. Coming home second, Cody Griffin.
Hudson Auto Works is conveniently located off of Highway 29, 812 Post Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Our beautiful 15,000 square feet facility is home to 21 highly trained professionals offering used car sales, collision repair, automotive detailing, and the best customer service you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at www.hudsonautoworks.com or call us at 336-772-0685.
Get your business noticed with quality vinyl vehicle wraps from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service has been providing truck lettering and quality printed vehicle graphics for over 50 years. Now they offer premium digital printing wraps for all types of vehicles. Add a new element of energy to your company's image. Get more mileage out of your business-to-business advertising by wrapping your vehicle into a moving billboard from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service in Greensboro, where you can get wrapped and get noticed.
And we are back here live at the Hickory Motor Speedway for Throwback Night. I am your producer, Cody. Joined alongside Mr. Wesley Outland. Wesley had to step away for just a second. Not too much going on here. The battle's been for about second, third, and fourth between the 55, the 54, and the 2 machine. We're going to throw your race results up real fast after 51 laps. Ross Boo Boo Dalton, Jordan Blair, Cody Griffin, Ricky Barbary, Austin Bird, Aaron Stoltz, Jeffrey Johnson, Kyler Kepley, Jenny Sykes. Your 9 cars here tonight. Tommy Lee is the in-race admin. After 51 laps, not too much has changed here in the KLB Race Car Parts 150. So far, it's been all Ross Boo Boo Dalton. He's jumped out, took the lead, and hasn't looked back yet as we're here under our first stage break of our 3 stages. Then we'll have a halfway break now, or stage break now. Stage number 2 will be lap 50 or lap 100. Stage number 3 will be the end of the race. So that'll be your 3 stage breaks. I believe they get two or maybe 3 fast repairs, and I believe they get 2 sets of tires. So not too much going on, as we got Tommy in here. Tommy?
Y'all ready to rock and roll?
We are waiting on Wesley real fast, and we'll be ready to rock and roll, and I'm going to run and use the bathroom real fast before we go green.
10 vote, let me know.
All right. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Like I said, we're just waiting on Wesley real fast and to go back underway. Not too much going on here. You know, kind of in and out deal and kind of just hanging out. We're going to let race control know we're ready up here. We're kind of going to do it until Wesley gets back. So, going to be a interesting one to see if Ross can hang on here as they're getting the field back under its own power here. So far, so good. Clean, a lot of clean races. Only two cautions, other than the stage break, which would have been the third caution. Kind of not too much really going on here. Kind of just think everybody kind of just keeping their P's and Q's and kind of hanging out, riding, and not really battling too hard. I mean, a lot of these guys are thinking, hey, it's early on. Why do we want to battle? You know what I mean? To me, it's almost a sense of way of, why battle right now? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's 53 laps, but you got almost 100 laps to go. So really you got to think, why would you want to battle? Like, it's hard to say that as they're going to red flag the racetrack here and wait on the pace car. Pace car's coming out of full right now, and here we go. They're going to pick it back up, and we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here. As looks like the 8 something happened right there with them. If you're seeing the stuttering, iRacing has actually got an update out, and I have not yet done the update due to the race. So if you're seeing the stuttering, iRacing has got an update out for me. So I have not done it yet. So I apologize for the stuttering. But yeah, that's why you're seeing that. If y'all were seeing it, I'm not sure if y'all were even seeing it. Looking at that paint scheme right there with Ross's, it's different seeing a all yellow scheme. And also, Wesley, we got a word. They are doing stage breaks. So this is the lap 50 stage break. And then and then they'll have another stage break at lap 100, and then the end of the race will be the third stage.
There you go. So 3 stages. Caution breaks on lap 50 and 100. We're on lap number 55 right now. We'll get ready to go back to the green flag. Ross Boo Boo Dalton has been the man that's dominated. Sorry about that, Cody. I had to step away, man, a little bit longer than I had intended to. But
no worries. I had to actually step away myself.
All I got to say is that as we double up for the restart, be nice all week long. Get to the friggin' weekend, and there's a chance of weather. That's all I'm going to say. That's grabbing a bottle of water was also a conversation I had as well, so we'll have to see how this weekend turns out. Ready to go back here at the KLB Race Cars 150, Stage 2, underway.
Oh, yeah. Wesley, I'm kind of bummed out about the car count here, and it's kind of,
We're back in the caution.
Yep. Looks like we are back under caution. Nope, looks like we're still green. There we go. Now they've took the green flag. Oh, my goodness.
Now they're wrecking. Oh, no. Blair around. Stewart's car. If Griffin saves it after spinning and hitting the wall, Stoltz is collected.
Let's go back and take a look.
Now we're under the yellow flag. Here's a replay.
Looks like Cody got loose.
Oh, man.
Oh! Wesley, them tires, even in real life, have claimed a lot of victims. As we take another look here. Oh, my goodness. What a hard hit there, Wesley, by the number 2 machine of Cody Griffin. Definitely a trip to the NFL Care Center.
Remember what I was telling you about Ross Boo Boo Dalton?
Yeah.
and doing what he needs to do to win the championship. Run your own race. You see a fixed repair. There's a fast repair given on the Griffin car. Cody hasn't had to use one yet.
No, yeah, that's gonna put a damper in things too, because Cody hasn't. Ross hasn't had to use one yet. Cody hasn't had to use one yet, but Cody's got to use one, and they've only got 2, Wesley. So usually, like we talked about in recent races, most leagues only give you 1. So having two fast repairs, it's kind of the luck of the draw. So you got to kind of play your cards wisely and try to stay out of stuff. That way you don't have to use your fast repairs, because using your fast repairs, once you've used them, you kind of got to sit on pit road for an optional repair. So it's kind of a bummer.
Kerry just responded back, and he says, "This is really cool. Thank you for sharing, Wesley." Kerry Bodenhammer, of course, him and his wife, Wink. Wink passed away a couple of weeks ago after her battle with cancer. I'm just going to say #cancer sucks. Anybody that goes through it, anybody that knows anybody knows someone that's gone through it, whether it's family, friends, loved ones, or just colleagues, people we know. So we get back to the Piedmont Auto Parts Juice Cone, but Kerry Bodenhammer again, the KLB. That's where KLB race cars and parts came from, and he lives in Hendersonville, North Carolina, which is just outside of Asheville. One of the premier races was at Hickory, the Banjo Matthews 150, as I mentioned, other events as they ran. So it's pretty cool that Kerry Bodenhammer was able to finally check out this race. And, as we get ready to go back to green, it's throwback night. Kerry Bodenhammer ran NASCAR, Cody. Back in the day, he ran in the Cup Series. He ran in Daytona. He ran ARCA. And then, of course, whenever he retired from racing, become one of the great promoters of the UARA Stars.
As we got a battle for the lead.
Auto Racing Association. And now we got a battle for the lead going on. Remember what we had a convo with during the qualifying show? Ricky Barbary, runner-up last time we were at Hickory. He thinks tonight could be the night. He don't want to be the deuce. He wants to be the winner. And right now he sets his sights on Dalton as they work out a 4.
Wesley, talking about, the sponsors for the race, Cody Griffin, me and him were actually talking earlier today, and he was wanting to do the Setzer Racing Development, and I kind of threw up the idea, hey, man, it's a throwback race. Let's throw it back. And I was like, we'll kind of take the KLB race cars and the Piedmont Auto Parts and kind of collaborate together and, even put more of a throwback into the race. So kind of a cool deal there. And I didn't really understand that, KLB is wearing their caution here. Austin Bird has crashed. I didn't understand what KLB was, and it was, pretty much like a PRW, and it was a big deal back in the late, the early 80s, 90s.
Oh yeah, KLB, and there you see the Matador throwback of Austin Bird going around. Number 2 usually is in the 16 tonight. That's one of those popular race cars, the Bobby Allison Matador Coca-Cola throwback car. There's the yellow flag.
Wesley, not too much going on. Not too much going on. A lot of just kind of people, being patient. Not too many battles. Not too many people battling. And going back to the car count. Impressive. 9-8 cars that showed up. As we look at talk about another racetrack that had a good car count, Southern National on a Wednesday night. Wesley had 16 cars for $2,000. That's
not bad.
That's not
bad. I mean, I got to give props to Diaz and everybody at Southern National. Listen, they're trying something different. New River All-American Speedway a couple of weeks ago. Last week, as a matter of fact, I was there with NASCAR. Try something different. Run a Monday night race, and they had a pretty successful show, even though they fought the weather. That's where I saw our friend David Hall. I was telling you about that conversation, man. And that's what I was telling Boo Boo and Cody out of the blue with this Southeast Late Model Stock iRacing Series. At the real tracks, I see people that come up and they're like, hey, man, thank you for what you do. And thank you for what you're doing now, announcing with Cody and doing iRacing and doing this series. And you're all very, very welcome. And as we get ready for a restart, the same can be said here as we're watching this exciting race here tonight at Hickory. Ricky Barbary and Ross Boo Boo Dalton, they're on the front row, ready to go here, stage 2. Of closing in on lap 100 in about another 28 laps. They're back to the restart zone. Barbary didn't fire. He didn't go. Spun tires, locked up the brakes, whatever happened to him. He's got to get on the binders now quickly on the flat out of 2. And here comes now Stoltz's car. Aaron Stoltz, brother to Jeff Stoltz, working off the corner out of 4 and clear a path. Here comes Jordan Blair now. Cody back to the inside, looking for that second spot now on Barbary as they work the back straightaway.
Oh, yeah, definitely looked like Ricky might have got tight there off of 4. Definitely did not fire there on the start. Pushed up into Aaron and kind of knocked him up out of the groove. They've regained their bearings. Jordan come to the inside as we got Aaron Stoltz going around down at turn number 2. Looks like he went around off of the bumper of Kyler Kepley. Let's go back.
Brian Sykes, no, that's actually Kepley's car. Apologies, yeah. This is a battle going on to the top 5. As there you see Stoltz's car. Oh, man, Kepley hit the left rear. Nowhere to go for Aaron Stoltz. Kyler Kepley hit the left rear, and the caution will come out. They'll probably both go to the rear. We're working lap number 75 now, 76, if you will. We're about less than 25 laps to go in stage 2. They'll work to lap 100, and then they'll settle out for that third and final stage, lap number 150. KLB Race Cars and Parts, 150 here tonight at Hickory. The season finale for season 1 and throwback night for the Southeast Late Model Stock iRacing Series. I'm Wesley Outland. Cody Deemers is alongside. Ross Boo Boo Dalton leading the way. Jordan Blair in second. Ricky Barbary third.
We got your race results after 77 laps so far. Ross Boo Boo Dalton, Jordan Blair second, Ricky Barbary third, Cody Griffin fourth, Jeffrey Johnson fifth, Aaron Stoltz sixth, Kyler Kepley seventh, Austin Bird eighth, and Jenny Sykes rounds out your top 10.
I would update that and put as they stand or current lap results or something. Race results make me go, the race is over. It's over. Rain delay. No,
rain delay.
We're back underway. And by the way, Atlanta was absolutely entertaining. I know it got halted with about 76 laps to go. Ironically, as you showed, 77 completed. But I thought Atlanta for the Cup Series was absolutely fantastic Sunday night. Look at this restart now. Here comes the 27, Johnson up the track. And Aaron Stoltz picking up where he left off. Kyler Kepley trying to get on his rear deck lid as they work off the corner out of turn 4. Boo Boo Dalton. 3-car links now back on Cody Griffin. Yes, Cody Griffin. Boo Boo Dalton for the championship. They're battling now for the lead. Here's a battle for 6th as that works on the backstretch going to turn 3.
Definitely, as it looks like Jeffrey Johnson or Ethan Johnson has got some heavy right front damage there, Wesley, and kind of just the car won't turn off the corner. It looks like he's very, very tight. Car's pushing when it gets to about the center, and he's having to fight a really, really tight race car as we see Speedy Bird trying to get there to him as well. As we look at
Griffin. Look at Griffin now, bottom of the racetrack. This is now another opportunity for Jordan Blair to get back into this podium. He's in third. They're single file now up in the front, by the way, closing in on 16 to go in stage 2 of the KLB race cars, 150 at Hickory. Off the corner, Dalton, 4-car links back on Griffin for the championship, for the race finale. So is Blair, so is Barbary. Those 4 could possibly throw a blanket over each other for second. And while that happens, Rooster off turn 4, Boo Boo Dalton has checked out. He's in 1 on his own.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We talked to him at the stage break, and he said that his car is driving like a dream. Got a very sporty hot rod. We talked to him. He said he's not even worried about the championship. He's just going out here to win the race and go home. So, interesting to say the least. You gotta feel, he's kind of just giving up. We'd hope he hasn't, because, he still has a chance. But in a sense of way, he probably knows, whereas we don't, Wesley, and he's just kind of out here to go out here and get a win and go home with a trophy.
Look at Griffin inside off of turn number 4. Starting to climb the top of the bank. It looks like he's fighting the car a little bit. Trying to fight off the corner. Tied in, loose off. Watch the handling on the 2. Look at him really loose in the corners, exiting. He wants to shoot up the racetrack. This is an opportunity. Look at his chops, purple, Ricky Barbary. And so is also Jordan Blair to the inside. Can't get him yet. Into the corner, out of 4, another lap. Oh boy, Blair about just got lost on the flat going into 3 there for a moment out of 4. And he's got to try to reel him back in again. Barbary's got a big burst of momentum on Blair as they work to 3, Cody.
Oh yeah, Ricky Barber in that number 54 machine. Whoa, Griffin really loose. Jordan's even going to get in the wall. All 3 of these race cars are ill handling right now, and they're doing anything and everything. We actually talked to Tommy, race control, and before the race started tonight, and he said by lap 50, these guys are going to be begging him for a set of tires. And something different as we see the 27. Whoa, the 27 blinking. You got
to net code. A little ink and blinking nod of the 27. And
actually, Wesley, these guys, they usually get 2 sets of tires a race, but Tommy has been nice this race and give them 3 sets. So not only do they get 3 sets of tires, they also get 2 fast repairs. So definitely pampering them this week.
Yeah, Thomas Lee, by the way, had a nice-looking throwback car, but instead he's the race director for this event. And, oh, look at Blair. Loose off that corner in the marbles, off the back stretch on the flat on the inside is Barbary. USA black and white red 54, put him to the number 3 spot now. Got around Jordan Blair. By the way, turn number 4 comes the leader, Ross Boo Boo Dalton. There's the interval. Almost 2 seconds at the line. 3 to go in stage 2 at Hickory.
Oh, yeah. Wesley, you could throw a blanket over 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Been nose to tail pretty much the entire race. Haven't left each other's sights. Looking deeper into the field, you got Aaron Schultz, Kyler Kempley. They're back here battling for the 5th position. Austin Bird's kind of and I believe you said it's a Donnie Allison or Bobby Allison throwback scheme.
That is the Matador throwback. That's the Bobby Allison Matador throwback that Bobby Allison drove back in the Winston Cup days. And by the way, that is an AMC. They're not even around anymore. You know what AMC stands for? And I don't mean the cable network.
I have no clue. I've never...
American Motor Company. Those were the people that made the Matador car back in the day.
As we've come to our the end of stage 2 here, as Ross kind of...
Actually, I want to make sure I said the right information. It's not company. AMC is American Motors Corporation. But they used to manufacture race cars back in the day in the Cup Series. And that special Matador car driven tonight by, of course, the 16, which is normally the number 2 of Austin Bird. That is the reason behind that special car. Hey, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, stage 1 winner, stage 2 winner. He is pretty strong here at Hickory tonight, Rooster.
Oh, yeah. As looking here in the chat, Wesley, a lot of people, I had Jonathan Sessoms asking, he's surprised no one did a Big Jim Kelly throwback. That's a name, Wesley, that I haven't heard since, when Carteret first opened, is Big Jim Kelly.
You want to talk about, and I'll say this humbly, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings of the racetracks of today or the drivers of today. I was talking with Garth Bosey and some other people about this at Carteret County on 4th of July weekend, Sunday night, having a couple of beers after the race and just chatting in the pits. And I will tell you this, the best racing ever was the 90s. The All-Pro Series, which was then the Big Ten Super Late Model Series. If you remember the days of Freddie Query and obviously Steve Mendenhall, Big Jim Kelly, the late Eddie Massengill, the gas man Roger Cates, the Pink Panther Randy Humphrey, Darrell Humphrey, Jamie Cottle, John Lee. You think Derek Gilchrist, Glenn Thomas, Scott Riggs, Kenny Hamlin. You want to talk about the best racing of the day, back in the day, hands down. Rooster, it was in the 90s. It was in the 90s. You know, and the thing is this is, you know, okay, the late model stock car, though it's the premier car of NASCAR today, 40 years, by the way, the late model stock car was built in 1983. 39 years ago, 40 years is the anniversary of the 75th year of the diamond anniversary for NASCAR this season. But Rooster, here's something that and I want to, super late models were those cars back in the day. Those were the premier cars of the NASCAR Winston Racing Series, or the weekly racing series Dodge, or the NASCAR Winning All-American Series. That's when it kind of started to transition over to the late models. But back in the day, Rooster, super late models was Shelton McNair. Exactly. Thank you, Jonathan. Shelton McNair. And by the way, pray for Shelton McNair Jr. I can't go into all the details of what's going on with him. The driver, of course, out of Plymouth, North Carolina, one of the greats of racing. But he's had a medical situation arise, and he shut down his businesses. He's literally not even allowed. He's not even able to do the things that he used to do because of just having health issues. Shelton McNair, though, Carnell Lee Jr., man, the names go on and on. Greg Matthews, David Warren, Stacy Pate, Steve Jurjopka, Pat Patterson. You think of the names of drivers that ran at Kinley or Orange County or Sobo, late model supers, and then I'll be honest with you, Rooster, from the falling of the 90s of great late model stock cars, super late model racing, and what we were talking about in that era, then you've got the UARA stars. And I don't want to take anything away from the Cars Tour, but the Cars Tour would not be... The Cars Tour would not be what they are today, Rooster, if it wasn't for what Kerry and Wink did with the UARA stars. We're going back to green, third stage, 45 to go. The run to the payout window is now, Rooster.
Oh, yeah. And going off of what you said, too, there with the difference in the cars, being from North Carolina and seeing the late model stock, to me, this is a late model stock. And then, as we were talking earlier, Wesley, this weekend is the Red Bud 400. That's their late model, is a super late model chassis.
That's super late models. Yeah, that's super late models.
Right.
Yes.
But they don't call it, whereas we call it a super late down south. It's a late model sportsman up here.
Well, no. I want to explain. The late model stock car is a different car than the super late model. Your super late models are cars that you saw at North Wilkesboro with ASA, what you're going to see with ASA at Anderson at the Red Bud 400 this weekend on Racing America, or at the Snowball Derby or the All-American 400. Those are super late model cars. Back in the day, the late model stock cars weren't even in existence. It was super late models. The late model stock wasn't created until 83. And then it was the decision of whether you wanted to run them or not. So as we watch this go on with 40 laps to go, this is a late model stock car body. This is actually an iRacing version of the new Cars Tour late model stock cars. We see Griffin and Blair going at it like somebody stole their last piece of chicken on the dinner table, and they're fighting over the crumbs on the back straightaway here the last couple of laps. Highly entertaining.
Oh, yeah. As sound like Ross got into the wall there down the front stretch. That Pete Stewart lookalike machine working his way back up on Ricky Barbary's. He's going to drive off in there a little bit better to get to the inside of the 54. And Aaron Stoltz and Kyler Kepley still back here battling. But, Wesley, I don't want to take my eyes off this 54 and 2 car. Seems like they're the closest battle on the racetrack. Not really pressuring each other, but letting each other know, hey, we're there. Cody's in Ricky's mirror going, hey, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, It's go or make it or break it time right now.
You're exactly right. Make it or break it. It's time to go. And I'll be honest, we've had some cautions along the way, Rooster, but for the most part, it's been fairly clean. How long will that last? That's a question. Definitely that will be determined here about the next 35 laps or so. But as we watch now, Barbary and Griffin battling now for the second spot. This is on the back straightaway. Remember, Griffin's had more bad luck tonight at Hickory than Ross Boo Boo Dalton's had.
Oh, yeah. Well, Cody Griffin, I'll tell you that, this is not one of his least favorite tracks. He likes the track, but this track, Wesley, is modeled so much like the real Hickory. With the bumps, the beating the cars up, having to be on the apron like Cody is right there off of 2. I mean, it is so, similar to the real life version of Hickory that it drives just like it. One wrong move, one wrong bump, and it'll throw your car off, all over the place, just like it would at the real life Hickory. So, not only having to drive these race cars, that's something else that they have to look forward to when they go out here and race on this rough racetrack.
30 laps to go and a few more laps as Cody Deemers and I bring this one to the finish for you. This is also the finale of the season here at the KLB Race Cars 150. Now, we take off next Wednesday night, but season 2, as you heard from Cody Griffin, Rooster, fires up in 2 weeks, man, and they got a lot of cool plans and a chance to have big car counts and put some big money in your pocket virtually running some Wednesday night iRacing events for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They were actually going to have Rockingham and Bristol night race on the schedule, but they ended up taking them off. I think they kind of thought, they're too big. They didn't really care for them.
Hey, late model URA ran Rockingham and Bristol. Just saying.
I was for the Rockingham race. Bristol, to me was just a little bit too big, but Rockingham I was for. Like when I heard that they were taking Rockingham off the schedule, I was like, man, because I actually had an opportunity. Rockingham actually shut down before I was alive. But
I don't want to burst your bubble, but Rockingham's bigger by half a mile than Bristol is.
Right. Well, Rockingham is so special to me because I actually had a privilege to go up there with a good buddy of mine, Travis Miller, for the tire test when the Carolina Mini Stock Challenge was actually supposed to go there and run. So that was kind of, a testament to me. I've never seen something that big, and then I go there and I'm like, I was actually standing on Lane Riggs, Scott Riggs, and Autos by Nelson. I think it's Bobby McCarty. I was actually standing on their hauler, their 18-wheeler hauler, and you go to a track like Hickory, you think you're on top of the world, but going to Rockingham, it looked like you were an ant out there. Like you literally looked like you were a fire ant on top of that race car hauler at a track that size.
under 25 laps to go. The run to the finish, nightfall settling in here at Virtual Hickory. And Ross Boo Boo Dalton, he has been the talk of the night here in the KLB Race Cars 150. Ross Boo Boo Dalton in that special 50 car, that throwback. As you mentioned, special Buick there, the number 2, Pete Stewart racing back in the day. Found that car. There you see Bird's car on the pit lane. He goes a lap down. He gets out of harm's way. And there's probably 6 drivers. Well, Bird's back on track, the Matador. Mustang, okay, that's an American Motor Corporation Matador, driven by one of the greats of NASCAR, Bobby Allison. And now you see the 27, Ethan Johnson, one of the regulars here at Hickory Motor Speedway, in that same looking race car. He's a big Rusty Wallace fan of the MGD Throwback, and we got a caution with 20 to go. Up against the fence is Kepley in 8. No correction, Sykes in 99. Here's a look at the replay of what happened now, Rooster, while we're under yellow flag here. Was it Kepley? It might have been Kepley. It was the 99. Okay, I was right. Jenny Sykes in the 99, which actually is Brian. Oh, no, it was Kepley. See, Kepley, Kepley did crash. And then the 99 of Sykes had nowhere to go and got collected. Brian Sykes. Well, I don't see anybody coming to pit road. We get ready to go back to the Piedmont Auto Parts choose cone. Oh boy, we're ready to go back to green here. About 15 laps to go. Boo Boo Dalton and Cody Griffin for the race, for the championship, alongside. Would you have it any other way? Pace car onto the pit lane. Here we go. Dalton, great restart. He's gone. Check it out. 14-lap shootout here at Hickory. The run to the checker. Jordan Blair showing some big moves on Griffin. Griffin falling back to third, maybe fourth. Barbary stuck in the bridesmaid spot for second. As he mentioned earlier in the race before green, he finished second here at Hickory. Last race of the season, or earlier in the season, I meant to say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it looks like Aaron's getting to the back of the 2 car. Cody's going to save it. Oh, he saves it. Wow, what a save there by the 2 car. As Ricky Barbary here, Wesley, he's closed on the gap of that number 50 machine.
On board, Ricky Barbary.
Looks like we're
Stage
in a caution.
1 and 2 winner was Boo Boo Dalton, and we're at a yellow flag again. Caution is out. We'll find out what happened. Possibly it is the Bird car. Austin Bird of the 16. Kyler Kepley lurking in the distance as well. And oh man, the Matador, nowhere to go. Turns into the pack, right into turn 1. And what a save by Brian Sykes and Kyler Kepley. Wow. 10-lap shootout. Ross Boo Boo Dalton, the leader. Cody Griffin is in 5th.
As you see Kyler Kepley there getting the wave around. Definitely going to be different as we're going to get ready to come here to the Piedmont Auto Parts choose cone. Wesley, been a good one so far. A couple cautions. Not too many like crazy wrecks. Not too many people. A lot of
not a caution-filled explosive race like the red, white, and blue 150 was a couple of Sunday nights ago for sure. I think we had 30 yellow flags.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of the guys said that we were under caution more than we were racing.
That's true. Yeah.
8 laps to go. It looks like to me, Wesley, the caution laps are counting.
Well, they want to finish up too,
right,
which is fine by me. I don't know. I thought this race started at 9 o'clock. My apologies. I was at Arby's. We have the meats getting dinner, and I got a text abruptly from Cody Deemers interrupting my dinner, and I got a cold sandwich to eat.
Wesley was trying to get a sponsorship. He was trying to get sponsorship.
No, I was getting one of those Wagyu steakhouse burgers, which are pretty damn good. and yeah, well, here we go. Final laps remaining. Nobody cares about what I had for dinner. Ross Boo Boo Dalton. Ricky Barbary, the number 2 spot. Jordan Blair, 3rd. Stoltz is back up to 4th. Griffin in top 5. And we are 5 laps to go here at Hickory in the KLB. Race cars, parts. How about it? The run to the finish is now.
As we see the 2 car of Cody Griffin on the outside of Aaron Stoltz. That's for that. Whoa! Aaron's going to door bang him a little bit there.
Little sideways contact there. Got him loose. Griffin up the hill. And we'll back in on Stoltz. Of course, Aaron Stoltz, the brother of Jeff Stoltz. Stoltz family, very well known in the Carolinas in racing. Another well-known, a lot of these drivers well known in the Carolinas for their racing abilities. And as this race comes to an end, no doubt about it. Here in the KLB race cars 150, Ross Boo Boo Dalton's in the lead. Barbary and Blair, 2 to go. Battle for second. Blair throws the needle down there to the bottom. Goes on Barbary. Can he make the pass? He cannot. Meanwhile, Boo Boo Dalton, yellow 50, white flag, 1 to go here at Hickory. Cody Griffin might win the war, but the battle. And another win for Ross Boo Boo Dalton. 2 in a row. He won Stafford. He comes to the line. Ross Boo Boo Dalton will win here tonight to close out the season at Hickory.
Definitely a
Griffin finishes 5th. I'm sorry, Bruce, didn't mean to cut you off. I really believe that Ross Boo Boo Dalton, even though he won the race, did everything he could in that special car, number 50, Ricky Barbary will have to settle for another second spot runner-up. But I was going to say, though, Rooster, I think Cody Griffin finished high enough to be the champion.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think that as you're looking at your race results there, I definitely think that Cody Griffin definitely come home with a championship there. Good fight by Ross Dalton, though, trying to come back and get it as, winning the race. It doesn't mean as much as if you'd have won the championship, but, still getting a win, coming home with the first place and maybe not the championship. But I guess, in his eyes, it's kind of you got to get them how you take them.
Got to get them how you take them. There is the unofficial results. By the way, time of race, only an hour. An hour to run 150 laps. So that's they still had another 2 hours time left for sim time. So to knock out 150 laps in an hour, very happy with that for the Southeast Racing Series finale. The Throwback KLB race cars 150. Ross Boo Boo Dalton picking up the win. Ricky Barbary will go second. Jordan Blair third. Stoltz and Griffin, your top five. We'll grab the podium. We'll grab the champion of Season 1, Cody Griffin, on deck. Kyler Kepley is 6th. Austin Bird 7th. Ethan Johnson 8th. Of course, the driver Brian Sykes will finish in 9th. Thomas Lee was the race director. Alex Stoltz was the brother of Aaron. He was attempting to run, and then he backed out. So I'm going to give him at least a honorable mention. We're stepping away. When we come back at America's most famous short track virtually, the birthplace of the NASCAR stars, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, winner tonight in that special yellow 50 throwback scheme. If you missed the story after qualifying, we'll relive it again. We'll get his thoughts as the winner, and we'll grab a word also with the champion of Season 1 from Sanford, North Carolina. There he is in the Pete Stewart Throwback car. There's the champion, burning it down. Ross Boo Boo Dalton had his celebration after winning the KLB Race Cars Throwback 150 at Hickory, and now it's only fitting for the number 2 Buick, throwing homage to Pete Stewart and his great career in racing. Friends indeed. Boo Boo Dalton, Cody Griffin, best of friends, battlers on the racetrack, battlers for a championship. And Cody Griffin wins the war. Ross Boo Boo Dalton wins the battle. We'll get their thoughts as we'll step away from Hickory and take a quick break. The celebration is on for all these drivers. We'll get their thoughts next.
Down at 1 and 2, Cody Griffin. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got nothing for Josh Parrish. Down the backstretch one more time. Through turns 3 and 4. Your right choice. Woman 75. Race winner's going to be Josh Parrish. Coming home second, Cody Griffin.
Hudson Auto Works is conveniently located off of Highway 29, 812 Post Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Our beautiful 15,000 square feet facility is home to 21 highly trained professionals offering used car sales, collision repair, automotive detailing, and the best customer service you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at www.hudsonautoworks.com or call us at 336-772-0685.
Get your business noticed with quality vinyl vehicle wraps from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service has been providing truck lettering and quality printed vehicle graphics for over 50 years. Now they offer premium digital printing wraps for all types of vehicles. Add a new element of energy to your company's image. Get more mileage out of your business-to-business advertising by wrapping your vehicle into a moving billboard from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service in Greensboro, where you can get wrapped and get noticed.
Welcome back to Hickory Motor Speedway, the KLB race cars. Throwback 150 in the books. We'll grab a word with the winner tonight, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, coming up soon on deck. Champion interview also with the number 2, Pete Stewart Throwback for the 0-3. Of course, regular season of course, Cody Griffin. But now let's grab third. What a drive, Jordan Blair. You got to be confident to start season 2 in 2 weeks. I might keep a purple race car. What's your take of tonight at Hickory, man? Third place on the podium.
Yeah, the old Grape 8 ran pretty good tonight. I really, really had a good race. I enjoyed this race a lot. I like this racetrack. Just a crazy race. A lot of stuff going on, battling for points, and hard racing with Ricky and Ross and even Cody there at times. A couple things I didn't like about it, but I mean, it's all good. So,
well,
other than that,
obviously, it makes you think of things differently, especially when you're not in the man battling for a championship and you kind of see things on the outside looking in. But if the shoe was on the other foot, do you think you'd probably do the same things they would do?
I would like to say I wouldn't, but I can't. You know, I mean, it's just really hard racing there is all I can accredit that to. And I mean, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to give it right back to you. That's the way I look at it.
Well, bud, it's always great catching up with you, man. What's your thoughts of wrapping up tonight and getting ready to have a week off to prepare for season 2, firing up in 2 weeks?
I'm excited for a break. I really got to thank, oh, by the way, I really need to thank Michael Steele. I forgot to talk about him when we was doing the interview earlier.
Sure.
He did a great job on this car. I sent like 2 pictures of it, really 90s pictures, you know, and he did a great job getting it captured and put on this car for me. So hope I did a good drive for him, and congratulations to Ross on the win and Cody on the championship.
There's the thoughts again of the driver. Did you say it was the Faith Grape number 5? Is that what you said?
The Grape Ape.
The Grape Ape. I love that. The Grape Ape. I hope we see it again, man. Thank you so much. There's the thoughts of Jordan Blair again. He'll finish third of the podium in the circle tonight at Hickory. Runner-up of the race is Ricky Barbary 2 times this year. The Deuce will be the 54. Ricky, your take of this race, just if it was a 200-lapper, do you think you could have called Boo Boo Dalton? Different strategy of the race. What's your take of how things settled out and you'll get second? Ricky Barbary, do you have a copy? Ricky Barbary. Hello. Going once. Going twice. All right, let's bounce him out there, Rooster. I guess he doesn't want to talk to us. He'll be second again to the 54 car. Well, actually, you know what? I think he just tried to reconnect. Put him back in, maybe. He might have just tried to reconnect with us. I thought I saw his mic unmute. Let's try to see if we can get Ricky Barbary. I'm going to give everybody a chance to try to talk to him here. So, Ricky Barbary, you got a copy. Are you there, buddy? Never mind. Okay. Ricky Barbary, second place. Again, another runner-up finish here at Hickory for the driver of the car, number 54. I wanted to get an interview with him. He might have stepped away, or he is coming.
Hello?
Yeah, Discord had to be updated. That's why I'm not a fan of Discord. But welcome back, Ricky. Another runner-up finish at Hickory, my friend. You're taking tonight's KLB 150, buddy.
Yeah, that was a really crazy race. I mean, wish I could have got the win, but, you know, the car started going away towards the end there. But, you know, overall, just ecstatic to finish second, to finish up my best finish of the season with a second. That's pretty good.
If you could done anything different racing Ross Boo Boo Dalton or other competition that you had throughout the night, what would you do? And obviously, what's your take of this season and moving into season 2 in 2 weeks, buddy?
I mean, you know, you could always look back and see what you could do. I mean, I had nothing for him. I mean, I could have got a little more aggressive, but I didn't want to do that. You know, it was coming down to the points and all that, and I didn't want to do anything to take out a potential champion. So that's just how I roll. But I mean, overall, the season was good. Looking forward to next season. Hopefully, I can make it, depending on how my schedule looks like and everything. So, who knows? Maybe we can be the champion next year.
It's always great catching up with you, man. I have to say, probably in the last 4 weeks, you've really improved as a driver, man. What's your take on that, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, it's just coming on here. I put more time on the sim to just overall get better, and is finally paying off. I mean, Cody and Boo Boo, they're pretty good at this. So I'm trying to get on their level. I haven't really reached their level yet, but I'd say I'm pretty close.
Well, Bud, always great catching up with you, man. We'll see you in a few weeks. Thanks. Enjoy that race car. Will we see it any more times this year in season 2, or was this a one-time, one-and-done deal?
Maybe potentially. I'm maybe trying to bring a couple real-life sponsors into this deal to make it more interesting. So we'll see what we can do. But just want to say a big shout-out to Devin Schillenberg for crew chiefing and spotting tonight and doing everything that he did for me tonight. Shout out you and Rooster and everyone that's involved in this show for putting it on. And I'd like to give a quick little shout out, or more like a dedication, to the firefighters that got hurt yesterday fighting the 3-alarm fire in Virginia Beach. That's what the thin red line flag on the hood's for. So prayers for them for a quick recovery, and hopefully we can come back next season in a pretty good looking race car and get a win or two.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much. And we'll be definitely in our thoughts and prayers. The firefighters, sometimes they don't get the credit for that they deserve as first responders, but definitely we appreciate their services, and they're in our prayers as well as others. Vermont, I was talking with Dave Moody via text earlier this morning, and they're getting hit pretty hard with those flooding areas in Vermont. And of course, if anybody out there needs any prayers, definitely just take time to give some love to the man above, and hopefully things will get better for sure. This too shall pass, as my grandma, late Grandma Dot, used to always tell me. Ricky Barbary, runner-up here tonight at Hickory. Victory Lane, man, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, you win the battle. Cody Griffin wins the war, but man, you did everything you could, Ross, to try to pull an upset. But I know there's got to be some type of excitement and humbleness. Even though you're not the overall champion, you wanted to win this race in this special paint scheme. What's it mean to you being the winner here tonight at the KLB Race Cars Throwback 150?
Yeah, man, it's big. We had a hot rod from the time they dropped the green flag to the time they dropped the checkered. Lead lap to lap, 150 lap race, man. That's pretty solid. So all in all, man, awesome season, awesome race. One of the best races we've had, honestly, cleanness wise, and glad it didn't take us all night to run it. And we'd have had some performances like that throughout the whole year. Might have been a little different outcome, but that's part of starting a new league and learning how people race around each other and stuff like that. So all in all, man, awesome year, awesome season, awesome race right there, and super happy to put this old banana boat KLB back in Victory Lane here.
My question is this, obviously, do you think things will be better racing-wise, competition-wise, competitor-wise when Season 2 fires back up here in a few weeks, and that can give you a better chance of running for a championship?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody learned a lot. I mean, we'll probably see some new faces whenever the time comes. There was quite a few people wanting to get in the race tonight, but for some unknown reason they weren't allowed to get in. But that's part of it. I think that next season it'll kind of have to start over again, and everybody will have to learn how to race against each other for the first half of the year, and then put yourself in positions and stay protective mode there for the first half, and then after that you'll know how to race around people and be able to go from there.
What do you got to say about Cody Griffin being the champion? I know you guys, and I hyped it up in the broadcast booth, Cody and I did. being friends, being rivals on the track, if you will. I know it really stung when I interviewed you last Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm in real race announcer mode. When I interviewed you last Wednesday night, as a runner-up to what Cody Griffin did at Stafford, and you thought that he pretty much locked it up. But you did everything you could here to do tonight at Hickory, man. Well, what do you got to say now at the end of the road, battling your friend and foe here to be the champion of season 1, Cody Griffin?
When we left Stafford, I had it was a 12-point lead, and you get 5 points and 2 points per position. So I honestly don't know how the points fell the way that they fell tonight, because if it was the way that it had been all year long, I should have been the champion. But I had done the math in my head and made the positions kind of like fall in place in my head, and I knew that he had to finish fourth or bet worse, and I had to win, or he had to at least, I had to win. He had to finish 4 positions behind me. So I don't really know how the points fell out there. So it definitely stings a lot worse knowing that I was 12 points behind. I won the race. He finished 5th, and it was still an 8-point gap, and that didn't really add up to me. But that's part of it. I mean, I don't. It's points racing. You know what I mean? It comes down to the wire, and you race hard. And I showed up to win the race, and that's what I did. The rest of it just had to fall the way it needed to fall, and it didn't. So we'll move on to next season, and hopefully we'll be the ones celebrating the championship.
What do you take? What do you take from this season to be more better prepared for season 2 in 2 weeks, Ross?
We just got to mainly, like, we've got to remain racers. We got to take it out of the races don't need to be set up by one of us. It needs to be set up by whoever's going to do the admin, and just needs to, maintain that route, and it'll all go better. Like I said, man, there's so many things out there that we didn't know was so important when we started this deal to what we know now. And I mean, we've got a pretty big notebook, got quite a few things that we've got wrapped up in our heads, and got some pretty good sponsors and everything else coming on board. So I think next season is going to be a lot better. We just got to move forward, get past this. I'm so glad this is over. It was getting a little tiresome. It was starting to really suck, honestly, because you didn't know who you was gonna make mad. You just knew you was gonna make somebody mad, and that's how it turned out. And so next season we're gonna write that off, and they're gonna pay their money to participate. And if they don't want to race, then they don't have to race. So at the end of the day, we're doing everything we can to make it to where they're in control of their fate, or they just have a bad night. And then if they have a bad night, then they can move on and try again next week, or decide not to come back, or whatever. And I think, man, there's so many things, like I said, that just went south about midway through, and we really had to address, and we hadn't really got it caught up until tonight. I mean, tonight was a really good race, and the way things ran was really smoothly. And I think that if we can have a full season of races like we had tonight, that next season's really going to be phenomenal.
All right, man. Well, Ross, it's always great catching up with you, my friend. I certainly appreciate it. Kudos to you in what you've done with this season, as well as with the entire rest of the year in the real car. I know I'll see you at a race somewhere soon, and thanks, buddy, for doing what you've been doing. And here's to second in the points and winner tonight at Hickory. And we'll see where the chips fall for season 2 in a few weeks. Good job tonight.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I got to give a huge shout out to Zeem Setup Shop for all my open setup stuff, and accepting me to be a team driver for them. Pitwall Podcast, Hudson Auto Works, Coltman Farms, NPM Marketing, Tommy Watson Construction, J. Dalton Auto Tech, Carolina Laser Cutting, Bestman Tire and Auto, Rayvon Lawn Care, Clark's Automotive, Race Engines, Wesley Page Shocks, Pigman for the rear end transmissions. Everybody in the real world makes the real life car go round. They just kind of transfer on over here, and we take this just about as much serious as we do the real life stuff. So huge shout out to them, and thank you to them, and thank you to Brewster and you for doing what y'all do.
You're the man, Ross. Thank you so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, winner tonight of the KLB Race Cars Throwback 150 and runner-up of the points when it's all said and done. The champion of the season of Season 1 is with us now, the driver of the car number 03 tonight of the Pete Stewart Throwback number 2 out of Liberty, Sanford, North Carolina, of course, Cody Griffin. Congratulations, champion. Can we kind of get a little bit more clarification? Because Ross was kind of saying he was a little bit confused on how it tallied up for you being the title holder. But congratulations, though, man. You get it done. You're the champion.
Yeah, Tommy's actually down there in one of the race rooms adding up stuff now, and it was actually bigger. It was a bigger gap than what was said. 12 points was what was thought to be the gap, and Tommy just added it up. And it was bigger than that. So that's kind of where the confusion come from, but no big deal. At the end of the day, this is all just for fun. And we got to kind of try to remember that we're all here to have fun and whatnot. But,
that's right.
Great season. I really did not in a million years think I was going to win this championship. I figured it would have been Ashby or Ross or Thronberg or some of those guys, that are, we have tracks. I have tracks that I'm fast at, but I wouldn't consider myself super fast at every track, where Thronberg and Ashby and them guys, they're about, it seems like everything they load in, they're fast. So, still room to improve, but, man, it's nice to be here and, outrun, the people that I did. Feels good. And, man, I'm just looking forward to season 2.
Can I say this? You struggled tonight. You were on the struggle bus, man. It looked like at one time the car looked really good, and then it tightened up, looked loose coming off the center of the corner, tightened up going down the straightaways. You had your share of hitting the wall. You had your share of bouncing off the walls. I know this Pete Stewart Throwback car looked really damn cool for this Buick, but, man, it looked like it was a handful to try to muster around Hickory tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was. And this ain't one of my best tracks, not by a long shot. This is probably my worst track on the schedule. I suck here, flat out suck. But I don't know what it is. It just me and this track don't get along. But yeah, it was definitely a handful. I could hang with Ross and those guys for about 5 or 10 laps, and then about 10 or 15 laps in, man, it got wrecking loose off for me. So not sure what them guys are doing different versus me, but. Props to them because they got it figured out around here and I don't. But, yeah, still, like I said, still a good season. And, man, I'm looking forward to season 2.
I asked the question to Ross in regards of you. I asked you the question in regards of Ross for you being the champion. What was your take of battling him? You guys are friends. You're foes on the track, obviously rivals in the real life, in reality, on the track here, in virtual reality for this season. But what's your take of what it was like battling him for the championship along the way?
Heated at times for sure, but like I said, I mean, this is for fun. We're friends. We're competitors. We're going to get a little aggravated and, sometimes we're going to get a little pissed off at each other. But, I don't really consider that or see that carried over to real world stuff and
right.
and stuff like that. But it definitely gets heated sometimes. You run 60 laps and get wrecked, whether whose fault it is, you get into it with your buddy, you ain't gonna be happy. You've worked 60 laps to get there. So we're all competitive and it just boils down to that. But hell of a drive by him. He done a good job this season. Like I said, I mean, he very well deserves to be sitting here just like I do. So, and more of them do too, So, looking forward to season 2. I gotta say thanks to everybody that's, helped out on this deal through the season. Roosters Broadcasting, Wesley Outland, everybody that's, come on to sponsor, Wright's Choice Plumbing, Setzer Racing and Development, J. Dalton Auto Tech. I'm sure I'm missing one or two, but, everybody that's helped as far as admin, Tommy Lee for adminning, everybody that's come to race. We've seen a lot of faces come and go this season, and, with the entry fee for next season, I think, there might be some people that don't pay it and don't race with us that raced this past year, but there's also going to be a lot of new faces for this coming season. And I feel like that entry fee will lock them in and make them committed because, you pay $30 to do something, you're going to do it. You ain't going to be like, I won't show up this week because you got $30 riding on it. So I think we'll lock in a lot more people and get some more commitment that way. But just thanks to everybody watching. Thanks, Wright's Choice Plumbing that normally is on my car. Ziggy's painting and remodeling. Michael Steele for painting this throwback car, man. This thing is looked good. I couldn't do it justice on the racetrack. Maybe we'll break it out for another race next season and see what we can do with it. But, just pretty happy with the outcome and looking forward to next season.
Before we step away, I think it's only fitting to have producer/announcer Rooster Cody Deemers ask you guys a question. Champion Cody Griffin, Ross Dalton winner here at the Throwback 150 presented by KLB Race Cars. Cody, if you got a question for these guys, go ahead, man. And it's been an honor and privilege being able to work with you and sharing the mic as play-by-play for the final 4 weeks of the season.
Oh, yeah, definitely been very fun to do. But no, Ross, coming into the season, I didn't personally start with y'all until about the third race of the season. It's been fun. It's been enjoyable. Can't wait for season 2. Going into season 2, if you had to set yourself 3 goals, what would be your 3 goals for season 2?
I would have to say, man, that's a hard question. I had a pretty good season. I was really happy with my races. I mean, I really the biggest goal that I want is to see it grow. Secondly, I want to see some cleaner racing, and 3, I hope that everybody has fun doing it.
Ross pretty well hit it there. If I had to take 3, I would say maybe get a little bit quicker at the tracks I struggle at. Secondly, get some cleaner racing, car count up, stuff like that. And, thirdly, see it grow. And I think everybody here can agree it will grow. I mean, this thing's got potential to take off, and it has taken off, really, if you look from where we started to, when Rooster come on board on week 3. I mean, when we started this deal, it was just about 7 or 8 of us having a good time and hosted, and, we didn't have a broadcast. And then 3 weeks in, Rooster come on along, and then we started getting guys willing to sponsor and throw some money up, like Ricky. Ricky sponsored some races up with his personal company in real life, and it's just kind of grown and grown and grown. You got fans watching. Thanks to all the fans that are watching, whether you're parents of drivers or family or friends or just people that like to watch racing virtually or in real life. We appreciate y'all watching this because, in a way, y'all make it worth it just as much as us getting out here and having fun. So we enjoy putting on a show for you guys, and y'all stick around for season 2. It's going to be really good.
There you go. There's the thoughts of the champion and the winner. When it's all said and done, again, the drivers of Cody Griffin, the champion, Ross Boo Boo Dalton, again, the winner tonight. There's a look one more time at the results after 150 laps of the KLB race cars, Throwback 150. Boo Boo Dalton, winner, second in the points championship. Ricky Barbary, again, another best finish for him tonight at Hickory with 2. Jordan Blair, nice run for him in 3rd. Aaron Stoltz, Cody Griffin, 5th. But overall, doing what he needed to do. And a little bit of possible controversy on the amount of points being back after Stafford. That sealed the deal in giving him, if you will, the overall championship. Looking at the rest of the rundown, again, there is Kyler Kepley, 6th, Austin Bird, 7th, Jeffrey Johnson, Jenny Sykes, and then, of course, that was actually Brian Sykes, and then when it's said and done, Tommy Lee, the race director. Looking to have more cars, looking to have more people, and yes, Jonathan Sessoms, I just saw your post, buddy. My heart breaks today. when I found out about my friend Fast Eddie Andrews passing away. As much as we pay homage of the KLB Race Cars 150 here at the Throwback Night at Hickory, we think about Kerry and his family, their son Adam, the passing of a wife, a mother, a daughter, a sister in Wink Bonhammer had cancer. The same thing happens to our friend Fast Eddie Andrews. He passed away after being very sick for a long time. And, Cody, in closing, man, I think I'd only find it fitting to say that tonight's race is in memory of Wink Bonhammer and, of course, also my friend Fast Eddie Andrews because just two great people, two big racing fans. And, I said something the other night and posted it on my social media, and I said this because I lost another close friend over the weekend. Listen, I'm hitting 40 years old. There's people that might be younger or older than me, but we don't know the hourglass on life. And it doesn't matter whether it's in reality or whether it's virtual. Make as many friendships as you can. Don't try to burn bridges. Always try to be fast to say you're sorry. Don't hold grudges. And know that nobody in this life is guaranteed to last. It can be over tomorrow. It can be over tonight. It can be over 2 years from now or 30 years from now. And if you don't have a relationship with the man above, regardless of your religion preference, hopefully somehow, some way, one day you will. But only fitting that we'll see these people again. I thought the world of Wink. I thought the world of Fast Eddie Andrews. Again, me and him used to hang out at Charlotte and County Line and World of Outlaws and Dirt Car and Lucas Oil, big races I announced, and we go to the bars and grab a beer for post or just in the pits while I'm working on the notes and have chats with him along the way, me and him and Craig Reed and Cody. I just want to say I hope nobody takes offense to this, but I hope we can pay respects to Wink Bonhammer and Fast Eddie and have these races be in their memory for sure, buddy. It's been fun working with you, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we take a look here, as we end the night off, we see one last time Ross Boo Boo Dalton coming off a turn 4 to win the KLB's race cars 150 here. Been a privilege to do season number 1 with Wesley Outland. Can't wait to do it again, Wesley, for season number 2.
Certainly, and a lot of great things on the horizon. Remember, we are taking off next Wednesday. It's kind of my fault because I have a real broadcast obligation doing listen, it's a humbling honor for my radio network, community radio network at CRN 87.9 FM to be the radio flagship network of the NCCA East-West All-Stars for basketball, soccer, and football in Greensboro next Monday through Wednesday. But they also said, hey guys, Wesley's got the football game. Let's let him take a break. We'll all take a break. Let's reset. We'll come back in 2 weeks. So if you're doing the math, that is July the 26th. And believe it or not, Rooster, I'll probably be doing this race with you up in Radford, Virginia at a hotel somewhere because I'll actually be on the public address broadcast call for SRX. The Camping World SRX series is going to be at Motor Mile Speedway, now known as Pulaski County. Practice days on Wednesday, July 26th. So I might either be doing this race up in the broadcast booth at Motor Mile at night or in the hotel room before the Thursday, July 27th event at Motor Mile. So with SRX. But, man, it's been fun for Rooster Cody Deemers. All the great work he's done. It's got so phenomenal, all the updates and the things he's done along the way. Thank you to all of you race fans, to the Mama Daltons out there, to the Sessoms and the Bakers and more, to all of our sponsors, to the drivers. Ross Dalton, winner tonight of the KLB Race Cars, Throwback 150. Cody Griffin, Season 1 champion. Good night. God bless. Keep on praying for America. Be good to one another. This is Wesley Outland. We'll see you in Season 2 of the Southeast Late Model Stock Car iRacing Series Wednesday night.